Hi guys, sorry I'm starting a few minutes late. This is Allison with Yoga's Arc. I'm gonna do a chair yoga class today. I was having a little technical difficulties, so we'll get started here. If you've never practiced chair yoga before, it's a good idea to have a chair without arms on the chair. If you don't have that, that's okay, but ideally without arms is easier. You have more range of movement. And then if your legs are short and you can't reach the ground comfortably, you can always put your feet up on blocks to make yourself more comfortable. Also, if you have a strap, sometimes that's helpful for certain movements, such as when we bring our knee up. So if you don't have a strap, you can also just use like a dish towel or a hand towel. That'll work similarly, like so. So there are always ways to adjust and modify, and I'll try to demonstrate them as we go through the practice. But just to start, I'd like to just start by grounding and kind of centering ourselves. So begin to just notice what's around you. Just maybe looking at things a little bit more in detail, things you overlook on a day-to-day basis. Just looking around the room. And then you can begin to close your eyes and check in with your sound of hearing and what sounds you are hearing. My voice, perhaps your air conditioning. Just listening to sounds close and far. And now beginning to check in with your sense of hearing. Your sense of touch. Feeling the air on your skin. Perhaps the clothing on your skin. The chair holding you, the ground beneath your feet. And now check in with your sense of smell. Are there any fragrances or odors in the room? And now moving your attention to your mouth and your sense of taste. Perhaps some breakfast taste left over, maybe toothpaste. Noticing whether your mouth is dry or filled with saliva. Just being a curious observer. And now I'd like to invite you, if you're comfortable, to put one hand on your heart or your chest and one hand over your belly. And just begin to feel the breath moving within your own body. Just noticing if you can follow an entire breath from the inhalation all the way to the exhalation. And then pay attention to where the movement movement is within your body. Do you feel it more in your chest? Do you feel the breath moving more in your abdomen, or perhaps a little of both? See if you can begin to extend the breath all the way into your belly. Inhaling deep into the bottom of your belly. Just a few deep belly breaths here. Let's take an inhale and exhale audibly inside out. Inhale. I'm going to do that 2 more times. And last time. Good. Now you can release your hands and you can begin to open your eyes. We'll start a little bit of asana, some postures and stretches. As always, we encourage you to listen to your body, and if anything doesn't feel right in your body, please don't continue. If you are seeing a doctor for any reason, we would like for you to consult your doctor before practicing yoga. And just to start, I would like for you to scoot forward in your chair. Put your feet flat on the ground or on your blocks if that's more comfortable, as I mentioned. And it's important when we do chair yoga to sit up straight and to engage our core so that we are not slouching and injuring our back. Okay, so you can imagine a string pulling at the top of your head, extending that spine straight up. You want your feet flat on the ground. And just to start, we're going to do some neck stretches. So we're just going to dip our chin to your chest. Just letting gravity do the work. Remembering to breathe. Inhale back to center. You can dip that right ear to the right shoulder. Remembering to leave the right arm hanging heavy. We don't want to shrug our shoulder up to our ear. Just letting gravity do the stretch. If you want to increase the stretch, you can use that right hand to kind of put a little pressure, but be gentle. Okay, inhale back to center. Dip that left ear to your left shoulder. Again, leaving that left arm hanging kind of heavy. And you can bring the hand up to further extend or strengthen the stretch, intensify the stretch. Inhale back to center. Go ahead and look up if it's comfortable for you. And then on an inhale, go ahead and look all the way back down again, chin to chest. From here, if it feels comfortable, you can begin to slowly and mindfully rock from shoulder to shoulder in a half circle type motion. Again, moving very slowly and mindfully. And if you have any neck issues or neck pain, perhaps not participating in this part, perhaps doing just a little bit more side to side neck stretching. And if this feels good and you are participating in this aspect, you can even do a full rotation, looking up and coming around, rotating in a full circle with your neck. If you find any sticky spots or areas of tension, you can stay there, maybe stretch it out a little bit more. Remember, this is your practice, and so listen to your body, feeling into your neck, If that felt good, you can also just change directions, rotating the opposite direction. Good. Then we can come back to a neutral position. Let's start with some shoulder rolls. I'm going to have you roll your shoulders up and back on an inhale. So and then now roll one shoulder at a time, still rolling backwards, getting a little bit of a rotation here in the spine, a little bit of movement. You can make it more exaggerated and really get more of a side-to-side movement, or you can just simply make small movements, okay? And then now let's roll the shoulders forward, both at one time. Inhaling again as we come up. Good, wonderful. Now let's roll one shoulder at a time forward, similarly to what we did, the back rolling. Just kind of, again, you can exaggerate it to get more of a movement side to side. You can just simply do the shoulder rolls. You can bring them out. Whatever feels good in your body. Maybe play around with it, okay? Shake it out. Okay, now let's do some sun salutations. On an inhale, we're gonna bring our hands up to the ceiling or the sky, looking up at our hands. And then on an exhale, we're gonna bring our hands slowly back down to our sides. So the idea here is to combine your inhale as you look up with your exhale as you're coming down. And bring the arms down slowly. And you should be exhaling still as the arms come down. So on your own now, inhaling as you look up, exhaling as you look down. Inhale and exhale. Couple more here. Inhaling as you look up and exhaling as you look down. Last time, bringing the arms up. This time we're going to twist at the torso to the right. And wherever you come to a comfortable twist, go ahead and drop the hands right where you're at. If this feels like a nice twist for you, stay right here. If you don't feel much of a stretch and you want more, you can bring your hand behind you on the chair. You can even look over that right shoulder. And you can play around with it. Perhaps you try to look over the shoulder and find a little tinge of pain, so maybe back off and look to the side. We're going to be here for a few breaths. It's important to sit up straight and engage that abdomen and to breathe. Even in the most intense stretches in yoga, we need to breathe. One more breath. Great. Inhale back to center. Now rotating to the left, dropping those hands wherever you're comfortable. Again, staying here if this feels like a good spinal twist for you. If you want more of a twist and you're not feeling much of a stretch, you can always further extend it or intensify it by looking over that left shoulder. You can bring the arm behind you on the chair. Remembering to sit up straight and engaging the abdomen here. Breathing. You can focus on breathing into the back, into your spine, helping to soften and loosen just a little bit more. Couple more breaths. then you can release your hands back to your side. We're gonna do a little seated cat-cow. So I'm going to turn to the side, but you can stay where you're at. And I didn't mention, but I would like to mention that my chair is on a mat. So if your chair is on wood floor or tile or slippery floor, you may want to consider stopping and going and getting a towel. You can always pause and it will continue recording. Or if you have a yoga mat, just to get some resistance, because we are going to do some postures where your legs are going to be out, and I wouldn't want your chair to go sliding. Okay, so if you need to go grab that, please do so. So let's see, maybe I'll turn this way because we have some more. There we go. Okay, so for cat-cow, again, engaging the abdomen. You want to sit up straight. Okay, imagining that string pulling our spine or the crown of our head up towards the ceiling. And on an inhale, we're going to arch our back and look up at the ceiling or the sky if you're lucky enough to be outside. And on an exhale, we're going to round and tuck our chin, inhaling as we look up, exhaling as we tuck and arch around. And continue a few more here on your own, inhaling as you look up, exhaling as you look down and round, tucking the chin, inhaling as you look up, arching the back, feeling into the spine, and just being a curious observer of your bodily sensations. Just a few more. Good, and when you're ready, come back to a neutral spine. We're gonna do some hip rotations now. So keeping the lower body completely still, we're going to just move at the hip area in a circular motion. So we're just going to start rotating like so. You can do small rotations, or you can do bigger rotations. Maybe scooting forward on your chair if you want to do the bigger rotations. And when you do the more exaggerated rotations, you may find a little bit more of a stretch. Maybe just observing the difference between moving in a tiny circle versus a big one. And then you can rotate the opposite direction. And just keep rotating here. Come back to a neutral position. And for this movement, I'm also going to turn to the side, but you can stay where you're at. So I'm going to kick my left foot out straight. Out straight, okay? And keep the other one bent, like so, okay? But you're going to do it facing forward, like this, okay? So essentially, sitting up straight, string out top of the crown of the head, hinging at the hips. We're just going to posture over that bent leg. If you want to intensify the stretch, you can posture more towards that straightened leg, the left leg. You can bend over a little further. Just keep in mind you have to come back up safely. Okay? Couple more breaths. Okay, now go ahead and come back up. Shake that leg out, and we'll kick that right foot out straight. And sitting up straight, hinging at the hips, bending over that left knee, keeping that right foot flexed. And again, if you want to intensify it, you can posture a little bit further forward, or even play around with putting more weight over that right extended leg versus the bent leg. Okay, and then go ahead and walk yourself back up. You can bring your feet back together. We'll go ahead and do a little mini stretch of the back. So bring your hands behind you if it's comfortable, kind of like you have imaginary pockets, or you can even just put them on the chair like so. So kind of just hold on to the back of the chair, whatever is comfortable for you. And then we're gonna be moved forward on the chair, so we have a little bit of room. I'll show you from the side, okay? So essentially, you move forward a little bit, and then we're just gonna look up and maybe arch the back, whatever feels okay in your body. If this feels okay, you can practice with bringing the fingers closer together, maybe intertwining them, maybe looking up. Maybe just keeping them on the side of the chair. Okay, whatever your back bend looks like in your body. Perfect. And then we'll come back to, again, just a neutral position. Let's see, why don't we try a warrior, let's try a crescent lunge. Let's try that, okay? So actually we'll try warrior 2, because that will be more inclusive. So to participate in warrior 2, move your legs to like a 90-degree type angle, like so. So we want to put one leg out to the side, maybe posture out to the corner of the chair, if that's comfortable. Again, making sure you're on a slip-free surface, that you're not going to slide around. Okay, that's very important for this. If this is comfortable for you, I mean, you can always also be like so, maybe just a little bit less spread apart, okay? But the ideal posture is to have your legs more spread apart. And then you're going to bring your arms up. Your abdomen's going to face forward, but you're going to look over that right arm, okay? If this feels okay, and you want to go to a full warrior 2, you can extend that left leg back straight, keeping the foot on the ground. Hopefully you can see me. There we go. And you can extend that right foot out, and you almost can kind of come off of the chair if it feels okay to you. You can also just completely put all your weight on the chair. There's lots of options. If you feel unstable right here, you can always bring one arm down and just participate in the one arm, okay? Ideally, actually, let's put this front arm out so you can look over and mimic the warrior 2 posture, okay? So if you want to do the full expression, maybe something like this. But whatever it looks like in your body today, it's perfectly fine, okay? Wonderful. Go ahead and release. Gently and slowly bring that leg back in, other leg back in, and we can switch sides. So opening up the opposite way, opening up that right leg, keeping the left leg forward, facing forward, and then we can bring our arms out again, looking over that left arm, but keeping your abdomen forward. So it's a little bit of a twist here. And if you want to do the full expression, you can slowly bring that left leg out, gently and cautiously bring kick the right leg out, gently bring the left leg in the front, out. Okay, so we're mimicking the warrior 3, right? Sorry, warrior 2. Warrior 2. And if you're feeling really strong and brave today, you can practice with coming a little bit off the chair and putting the weight into your legs. Okay. Working over that left arm, and release. And sit back down if you were postured up, gently bringing the feet back in. And now we'll go ahead and scoot back to the back of the chair. Do our final resting Shavasana. You can put your hands in your lap, either face down for grounding or face up for receiving. And if you're comfortable, close your eyes or just rest your gaze down. Maybe think about a point of gratitude, something you're grateful for. Maybe it's just practicing today. Checking in with the breath, noticing any bodily sensations that are present that weren't before when we first sat down. The light in me sees and honors the light in each and every one of you. It was an honor to practice with you today. Namaste. May you all be happy. May you all be healthy. May you all be peaceful. We have class again next Wednesday, so if you'd like to practice again next Wednesday, chair yoga specifically. We also have many other classes almost daily on Facebook, so check out our other classes if you're interested. And please check out our website. We have lots of other events that are in person as well. And just a reminder, these classes are donation based, so if you'd like to donate, please go on our website to donate, or you can go on Venmo at Carrie Sincule. So those are some ways you can help to contribute to our nonprofit right now. We're currently working on a project with a memory care facility. So lots of fun things that are going on within Yoga's Arc. So thanks again for letting me practice with you today. And if it's later in the day that you're watching this, good evening. Otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you.